I'm going to spend a little bit of time here today reading out aloud to you all behind-the-scenes information sourced from Doctor Who fan wiki, the TARDIS Data Core, regarding this serial, Inferno. There's lots of episodes to this one, so I know I wasn't being as regular about reading out behind-the-scenes information for Pertwee eras so far. I felt as though I had enough to say, plus the DWRG was very good, although just in case there are people who did enjoy the behind-the-scenes information, and, well, obviously the reason to fill time, here we go. This story had the working titles of The Mohole Project, Operation Molebore, The Molebore, and Project Inferno. This is the only season finale in the Third Doctor era to not be written by Robert Sloman. The primordial mutant creatures are named Primords in the closing credits of episodes 5 and 6, and publicity material, but are left unnamed in the story's dialogue. The opening credits for the serial were unique in that after the initial titles, the name and part number of the serial were superimposed on footage of a lava flow with no music. Unique episode title cards were an occasional fixture of classic series episodes during the 60s, e.g. The War Machines, The War Games. Inferno would be the final story in the classic series to feature a unique title card. The practice would be briefly revived, albeit in the form of unique logos for the show title itself, in the autumn 2012 half of BBC Wales Series 7. As for the newer series, obviously. The footage of a volcano erupting used for these title cards was also used in The Enemy of the World and The Time Monster. Oh, black and white for Enemy of the World, obviously. The Radio Times program listing for episode 1 was accompanied by a black and white rehearsal shot of the Doctor standing at the TARDIS console with the accompanying caption, "Knock knock, who's there? 5:15," regional published text, while that for episode 7 was accompanied by a black and white photograph of the mutated Director Stahlman with the accompanying caption, "Meeting the Primord, Doctor Who 525, original published text. In spite of Douglas Camfield receiving sole credit as director, the second studio recording block and studio blocks 3 and 4 were directed by producer Barry Letts after Camfield had a minor heart attack on the 27th of April 1970. Letts later stated that Camfield's preparation for episode 3 studio recording was so meticulous that he just followed Camfield's existing camera script. For the other episodes, Letts worked to his own plans, which he had to hurriedly construct. In the end, Camfield directed all the location filming, the studio recording for episodes 1 and 2, and designed the direction executed by Letts on episode 3 studio recording. Nevertheless, Camfield remained credited as director as BBC regulations at the time forbade the same person being credited as producer and director. Derek Ware did not perform the scene where the mutated RSF Private Wyatt is shot and falls to his death from the top of one of the cooling towers in case he was injured, as he was also needed for studio recording. He was replaced by Roy Scammell, who, curiously, also played the RSF sentry who fires the fatal shot. Ware stated in an interview that Scammell had already signed the contract to do the fall before Ware had been cast as Wyatt. The role of Petra was given to Sheila Dunn, Douglas Camfield's wife, after Kate O'Mara was not available to play the part. O'Mara was years later cast as the first Rani, a renegade Time Lord. Episode 6 has a small damaged section on the tape, which the Doctor Who restoration team replaced by painstakingly recolouring the appropriate section of the existing 16mm black and white film telerecordings. I'll read out a couple more. Caroline John enjoyed her role as section leader Elizabeth Shaw and said it was fun playing baddie Liz. She also said she hated doing the scenes where she was playing the goody version because it was boring compared to being an evil character. She was particularly upset, though, about the scene in which Shaw shoots Brigade Leader Lethbridge Stewart, as she was pregnant at the time. As a result, the scene was recorded with the weapon fired off from off-camera, after which Shaw was shown returning the gun to her holster. Nicholas Courtney has also said he enjoyed playing the parallel version of the Brigadier. He called it his favourite in an interview with Doctor Who magazine in 2009. The DWM staff remembered this by including it in his tribute issue as that month's The Fact of Fiction. Yes, we'll close it here and we'll read out more in the next couple. Thanks everyone, I appreciate it very immensely.